Justice League Aquaman, Drowned Earth issue 1, James Tynion the fourth writing this, Howard Porter's on the art, and this is diving straight in, which is why I think it's weird to say this is the start of the story. I'm sure the trade will start with, the last issue of Justice League, but
Yeah.
this is, the world's in chaos, the waters are flooding, the major cities at the coast. We have the Justice League, what's left of them, trying to save the people around the cities. Gotham's in disarray. Even Gordon, has his moment where he gets thrown into the water.
Oh, that was tragic. I did feel like Tinian had me there, where Bruce is like, "No, I need you, Jim. Like, I need a leader on the ground preventing this." And then he gets taken, and then when he lunges at Batman and it's a hologram, it got me because I was like, "Wait, last time we saw him, he was holed up in the Hall of Justice in a body cast. What's he doing in Gotham?"
And then you find out Miss Martian's using her telepathy because all the comms are down, so she's using the old powers to connect everyone who's around. And so he's trying to coordinate. He's talking to Superman, who's in Metropolis, who has a flood wall.
Reminded me of Pacific Rim.
Yeah. Which, because it was really sad at the end though, because we come back to him later and it's been it's just given in, it's broke,
Right.
And this Metropolis is flooded, and he feels guilty because he took Lois to the fortress, and he's like, if I hadn't spent so long doing that, could I have done more here? So you have all these little bits, and you have Flash running around doing his thing. He seems to be okay just running the water. I guess the boots are good enough to not let the water in.
Well, yeah, because he says that he's only been in contact with it with like whatever science he's figured out, point nanoseconds, so he's fine. There's that scene where one of the sea gods comes out and has Superman, and I thought it was really well paced. It definitely felt like a movie, to where he has Superman, he's clouded his cells, so he's cut him off from the sunlight.
Actually, yeah, no, the Superman fight with because it's these other water gods from other worlds, of course. And they are taking over Earth because their waters don't exist anymore because Poseidon was a dick. And well, he wasn't a dick. They tried to take over Earth back then. Poseidon locked them up because they tried to take it over.
He pushed back.
But so one of them's fighting Superman, and he clouds all his cells so that he can't make any contact with the sun. And Superman is basically dying in his hand. He's just kind of like shivering up and going away. And Flash has to catch him and rescue him before he hits the water.
Yeah, that's what I want to get to. When he catches, I fist pumped.
Yeah, that was a great moment.
Yeah!
I also liked earlier when Flash was running around various cities, and in every panel in a different city around the world, there's like different. Some of the Teen Titans are one panel, some of the Adam Strange is in one, Bard and Mr. Miracle are in one.
In LA, which I like. If they're gonna be our LA representatives, that's cool.
I did question though, because Donna Troy was in one of them, and given that
the whole Titans team was there.
No, it wasn't, because the rest of the Titans. Actually, no, because Garth was there. No, that's a good point. Garth was with the team in the Titans book. Yeah, but the other ones weren't on the team anymore, because it was in the background of that panel. It was someone else who wasn't on the team. Because I remember thinking, no, they're okay because they're not on the team anymore. I'm sure I thought that. Maybe I'm misremembering. Hold on.
Because I saw that and I was like, okay, continuity.
Yeah, that feels like a slip, because the book even references Titans later on when Batman sends Miss Martian back to her team.
Yeah, no, it's Garth, Beast Boy, Troy, and Raven. It's straight up the team that's lost.
Yeah,
minus
that's weird.
The newbies.
That is weird, yeah. That felt weird to me, but yeah, whatever. It's a minor quibble, but it's whatever.
Yeah, but we got to see the Ray, and we see Keenan.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Simon's in London, helping out there with Green Lantern powers,
No, I want to say I really liked this, actually. I thought it was a lot more fun than Witching Hour. I had a blast. It felt big, it felt goofy. Howard Porter's art's very pulpy, and it's funny, I'm so used to him doing Flash that it was kind of weird to first see him do all these other characters, but...
His Superman looks a little bit weird, not in a bad way, just that's a different take.
Yeah.
Because he's very angular, so...
It's got a style for sure. I think it really benefits the flooded cities though. His style.
Yeah.
They look really good. As does Atlantis, and Mira's got Orm, and they're doing their thing, and that's all going on.
Orm has grown on me as one of my favorite a-holes in comics. He's up there with Guy Gardner now. So he's look, I'm gonna go become a water monster, and I'm putting all my trust in you. You better figure this out. And then he just jumps in.
I really like the page where Superman does the Hulk clap.
Yeah.
Because where the source of the flood's coming from, and obviously we have different these different sea gods. One's with Aquaman, of course. Aquaman's held captive, and Black Manta shows up. And I think the big plot point from the issue that we really need to talk about is that the sea god takes Aquaman's powers away from him and gives them to Aquaman, or gives them to Black Manta. That sentence made no sense. But you know what I mean?
I know what you were saying.
Yeah. She takes Aquaman's powers and gives it to Black Manta, and he's like, wait, you had all this power inside you all the time, and you used it to talk to fish, implying that his connection to the ocean is actually much deeper than that, but Aquaman never understood it as well as he thought he did.
Which makes me think that Black Manta is not going to be able to understand it as well, because he's so driven by vengeance.
He certainly thinks he will at this point, but we'll see.
We've seen how that's ended up for him in the past, but yeah, and we also get what Orm and Mera were after is the
MacGuffin.
page?
Just call it what it is. Yeah. The MacGuffin.
It's the MacGuffin, but there's a name of it because
the crown, Tear of Extinction. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It's Arian's crown. It's in that.
Yeah, but isn't that what they touched on with Cheetah? Isn't that what killed Poseidon? Was the Tear of Extinction?
Yeah, you might be right. Sounds familiar.
Yeah. So I is the Crown of Arian the thing that's going to counteract that? Is that what's going to give Poseidon the power, back? Is that, I don't know.
Maybe. It would surprise me if Aquaman ends up wielding the power of Poseidon at the end of this, just to win the day. So there's multiple of these sea gods. One's fighting Mera and Orm in Atlantis. One's with Superman with a kraken. Might I say the flood, which is a kraken. Remember the kraken,
which is a weapon from one of these planets. Like he's training them. It reminded me of Jurek Biss from the Aquaman series.
Yeah,
where he wields these krakens, and this is just one of them. Could you imagine what multiple could have done?
Yeah, no, it's really this feels really big and blockbustery in a lot of fun ways, and even the cliffhanger. But after, because the big plot point at the end is really Black Manta getting Aquaman's powers, that's a big deal. But then it cuts to just it's these random fishmon men who are part of the villains, and they're like pirates. And one of them's looking at a telescope, like, I see something in the distance, something's coming towards us. And then you see like a glimpse of a shield, you see a glimpse of this and that, and it's like Wonder Woman. She's like, okay, where is that? Because I'm like, oh yeah, we've not seen her all issue.
Yeah,
she's been missing. So
she shows up looking like a badass.
Help's coming. And how's Cheetah going to fit into this? I feel like she might.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well, I mean, remember she gets her powers from a dark god as well, from Urskatega. So I wonder if that's going to affect anything. Maybe that's why she took the tear, is to go kill him, and that's what she's doing.
I wonder if the lasso protects her from the water turning her into something, because it'll keep her true, if that makes sense.
Right. No, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
I can see that.
We'll see.
Yeah. No, I thought this was really big and bombastic and fun in all the ways that I like. Sure, the idea that the world's all turned into fish monsters is really silly, but I'm kind of having a blast with this one in a way that I think the Witching Hour never quite hit for me.
Makes sense. This is a little more concise than I think Witching Hour was, because even through that first issue of Justice League, in this it feels more narrow and focused than Witching Hour did through the two.
Which is strange, because you've got all these League members doing all these things all over the planet, but it feels a bit more focused and succinct to me, and natural. But no, I like the art a lot. The art's very stylized. It may not be to everyone's taste, but I actually really liked how sort of bulky and cartoony kind of everything felt.
It takes a little bit to get used to, but once you are, it feels right.
Yeah.
I don't know, because his action scenes come together right,
Oh, the action scenes are fantastic. Superman fighting that Kraken was great.
Cool.
Barry accidentally running into the Kraken's mouth, also gold moment. So I'm super into this. I'm looking forward to the next. I think the next part is next week, but there's a week off after that, I think. But I'm digging Drowned Earth so far. I don't really have anything I would even complain about, I don't think.
No, I just the names of the sea god characters are a little on the nose.
Oh sure, yeah.
They're like Tide and Dreadnought and these very Earth names, which I guess that's fine with translation and
Yeah,
whatnot. But,
do you know? I wish they're all right. They're serving their plot purposes very well. I wish each one of them was a little bit more interesting on their own, just so I could remember who they were a bit more clearly. Whereas right now, okay,
yeah,
there's the woman one who's with Arthur, there's the big bearded one in Atlantis, and then there's the one fighting Superman, and that's basically my distinctions right now between them. But I'm
I
digging the
almost
story.
wish these were the Dark Gods, that were teased at the end of No Justice.
Oh sure, yeah.
So.
No, Robinson did that story. That was in Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I know. I try not to think about it.
But yeah, we had that. So I'm digging this a lot. Drowned Earth was exactly a little bit dumb, but in the best kind of way. Big kind of blockbuster story, and most of the main characters who are still around, obviously Jean and Hawkwoman or Hawkgirl, sorry, and Green Lantern are off, or John specifically are off Earth. But I really dug everyone's sort of inclusion in this. I think they all had some big moments. Obviously, Aquaman's at the focus, but they all had their thing. Even like Batman staying behind with the Hall of Justice when McGann's like pleading with him not to stay because it's dangerous. Yeah, all that stuff was good. Flowed really well. So, what are you giving the Drowned Earth issue 1? That's what it's called.
Yeah, this is an 8 as well.
Yeah, I'd give this a solid 8. I'd have a lot of fun with this. It's not reinventing wheels. It's not doing some big great thing. I do think Black Manta having Aquaman's powers is a really interesting idea for a while.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be obviously reversed by the end of the story or whatever, but it's a really fascinating thing to think about for a little while. And yeah, big krakens and fish monsters and flooded cities. This is good stuff. I'm digging it. I'm digging Drowned Earth.